On and up. I've got 100 k's to here from out of Esperance. This is where the real magic starts to happen, and we'll go down to Poison Creek area, across that way, out to Israelite Bay via all the beaches. I've come 30 k's out of Conding Up. That's about enough of this sealed road stuff, so I'm going to head down here and see if we can't find a bit more of an interesting way rather than following Fisheries Road all the way. So I am 70 k's from the fuel stop that I started at, and the roads are slowly deteriorating now. Four-wheel drive track only, surface conditions can be hazardous. And now we should have 200 k's or so of just pure goodness. So let's call this the Poison Creek entry to Israelite Bay. You end up getting to the same area, well at least I hope you do, but you get to start on a bit more interesting terrain. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Oh, you're joking. That's well and truly blocked off. I've got to go back. I've got to go back to get around. Hey, screwed me. Oh, lucky I brought plenty of fuel. Back on the fisheries track. Alright. I've only added like 20 k's or so, so we should be alright with fuel. It's going to be touch and go. Okay, so Fisheries Road just pulls up straight into this sign to tell you about Israelite Bay. Holds your hand the whole way. It doesn't seem to follow beaches where I thought they would. So it looks like we're going to find our own track after all. It's a pretty good track, like sand, pretty nice soft sand, but at least you can get moving in it. Sitting in the car wheel track. What's it like up here? It's not too bad up here either. And I've got my turn off coming up here soon somewhere. Well signposted. Past the track. Yes, so this is like an official one, so this should let me get through down to the beaches at least. Get us down there. Nothing much to this track so far. It's in pretty good shape. Reasonably well formed. Ruts where it's a little bit soft. I don't know, man. It's like pretty basic. The fisheries track goes all the way through to Israelite Bay as well, but I'm hoping this track takes me down to whatever that telegraph track joined onto. Alright, so this is the other end of that telegraph track, all blocked off. Righto, so this is the only way through. You can only come this way, other than if you just follow the fisheries track. I don't particularly like those clouds and this mist over here. It looks like rain on the horizon out there, and I'm not prepared for rain. There's not much cover around at the moment. Let's hope I can get to some trees. I've only bought a hammock to go camping, which not the ideal setup if you go onto the beach, because like who knows what you're not usually going to probably find too many trees around the beach, and I think that's going to be my problem for tonight. But I was going for the extra challenge, and it looks like it's going to be challenging with that rain coming in. Hope it misses us. Spotting a minor track south out to Marble Mutt Hill, I decided to check it out for a potential camp spot. Shame on me for thinking I might not come out this way. It's a wicked little track. Note to self, just hit it. It's some different terrain. It's starting to live up to its Cape Arid. It looks pretty otherworldly. Whee. So there's no trees around, but it's a lovely beach and a big rusted tank. I don't know if I stay around here and sleep it on the sand, or I'll just have a look at my K's that I've got to go, Point Malcolm or something like that. I'm probably not going to find trees at all anyway, so not much of a biggie. Yeah, so that was for 6 k's out to here. A bit rocky, takes a little bit of picking your way through. Teeth chatterers. I'm going to head straight back out to it and keep heading up the beach, keep heading up the tracks further towards Point Malcolm. I might make it there for tonight. I'm not sure at this stage. It's hard to tell on the map how far that would be. It has a little camp thing there. Often when there's camp symbols, there's trees. So I might give that a go. If I'm reading that right, it can't be more than 40 k's. I've got about an hour and a half, I reckon, of play time. So I should be able to smash that in if the tracks stay how they were. Been very open and basic. We opened up to some hard pack, now we're on some clay pan or salt lake, and there's some trees around. We're on route and on target so far for Point Malcolm. So that was, it's only 20 k's to this turn off to Point Malcolm from that hill. For this, I haven't made it out to Point Malcolm yet, but this is where I'll be coming back once I have a look at Point Malcolm. I can definitely latch up in here. Ew! Always worth it. That was 180 k's to this stop tonight from the fuel stop. Well, let's make it 160 to make up for the 20 k's that I wasted trying to go down the telegraph track. Yep, this is me for the night. Nice. I just thought I'd poke my nose up here, see if we can get along the beach, but no thank you. Or seaweed. On the way out of Point Malcolm, these guys stayed there last night. I'm running the edge of Salt Lake just over here, and the beach over there. I've luckily picked a pretty good time of the year to be coming through. It's, what is it, end of January? Mid-January? I don't even know. Track's pretty quick. The ground would be slippery if it was wet. Even a couple of the patches from the little bit of rain that we had last night are quite slick. But it would be a whole nother ball game if you... What did I just do? Came through here in winter or something. This whole area would just be slick as. Looks like a highway. Kilometre 180 and we're on the Salt Flat Highway. There's this little branch off of here. Go and have a look. I think it might just sweep back around and join back on. But it gets me off the highway. Man, these wet bits are bloody slick. I'm wondering if these offshoots are just slightly higher ground than the main run. That's why they putting these in like this. What do we got here? Get out of the really wet stuff. When it's a bit wetter, you can come up to the high grounds. Oh, this might be Israelite Bay. There's a thing that I know is that rule, and there's another one there. Really busted one. These are like 100 plus years old, these ruins. Actually, they were decommissioned 100 years ago, I think is the deal. So they were been around for a lot longer than that. Apparently snakes can read English out here. Camp Beach. Keep Israelite Bay clean. Let's go and suss out the beach. I better come and have a look over there at whatever the heck that thing is before I go down, because I might not be coming back. Apparently you can ride along the beach out this way, so ask the caretaker. got a pretty kick-ass little shack here. Look at these whale bones. Oh, vertebrae. What the heck? Whoa, what the hell's that thing? Huh. What the heck? That's monstrous. Crazy birds, them things. A bit of a gander around Israelite Bay and to check out the old telegraph station jetty. Then we head off to find the earliest start point for a solid 100-kilometre run up the beach along the water's edge. Seems this whole bit's just a... Oh, is that going to be a phantom as well? Oh no, this is my way out. That whole edge was just a fishing in. Alright, head back towards the beach. Hopefully we're past the seaweed. No. So I've come a few k's up this coast track and then we'll jump into the beach again. What do we got here? Squealing beaches. Oh, can I do it now? Man, you should have seen the seaweed back there. Back on Seaweed Beach, but it's all covered in sand. Hope this isn't the ones that the guys were telling me to stay the fuck off of. Because it'd get gnarly if I can't find a way off. It's turned well hard sand, so that's cool. And there's actually, looks like there's a bit of aggregate, like rocks and, I don't know, shells, limestone in the sand as well, so it's like solid. We are at kilometre 220 for you folk playing along at home. Just testing the stability of riding on this seaweed in case it came necessary to do it. Seems alright. This is where the cars are going actually. Ross Links car tracks. Maybe not as good as the beach, but a hell of a lot drier if the tide came up. The tide line's not getting the tide line's not coming this far up. And there you can spot waves off if you need it too. I can see the coast tracks just there. So this is only really getting used for fishermen. I haven't spotted any official pull-outs, exits off the beach for the last 20 k's or so. But every now and again I could see over to my left the coast track would pop up over a dune, and I could see it on my map. It was really close to the coast, so you can always just pull off basically wherever. Now that track has moved a lot further inland, so unless there's a way to get off the beach, you're sort of stuck for the moment. And just watching that tide come up and making sure that the seaweed's not getting too thick to get up over. About halfway up the 100-kilometre stretch of beach, we pull off to check out Wattle Camp. Little park up spots off this track. I just went off a branch of this track. Enough to pull up for the night, get off the beach, get away from the wind a bit. Back into it. This bit of the beach, about 10 k's past Wattle Camp, is getting a little bit less predictable. The tide was coming up quite high, but just back there, and the seaweed was getting pretty walled up, but it's opened up again now. And it's a good track up here if you need to get out of it anyway, up on the seaweed up top. Resorted to carrying a rag. You can have a bit of a clean as well actually. From the visor. The back of the glove just wasn't cutting the job. 300 kilometres after the last fuel stop, finally pulled up on the Bilbunya Sand Dunes, the largest in the southern hemisphere, and instantly got bogged. I've still got about 10 kilometres before I can get off the beach. Up near Wiley Scarp, I think the camp is called. And the tide's coming in, so we've got to book it. You wouldn't want to leave anything later from camp. I've been there like 80 k's an hour the whole way as well. This is the way I'm going to come out a bit later. Up one of these tracks, I reckon. Got to keep going to the edge of the scarp first. Thought there was going to be a way out once I got up to this edge of the coast onto this bad boy. the beginning of the Great Australian Bight, but I might have just been looking at a track coming around from the other side to be a lookout because there's cliffs all the way along here. So I'm going to have to probably head back to where Wiley Scarp camp. God, I hope I've got enough fuel. She's been chugging it. Probably not the best idea I've ever had, following this track out instead of going up the beach. Just going to use more fuel this way, if I can even get up this fucking dune. Oh yeah. On the gas, gets it. It's a nice view, different perspective than being right along the beach anyway. Whoa! It is a pretty awesome track, this thing. There's little jumps all over the place back there, little kickers. Crazy bloody sand section through here. Big berms. Ooh. It's like a natural terrain motocross track, yo. It's wild. The Wiley Scarp campground just seems to be, again, just a couple of trees around and a little bit of shelter and a couple of little hidey holes to plug your cars up into. We're just heading up onto the top of the Scarp now, across to try and find a way out to the highway. Jesus, this got soft. Why the fuck, man? It's so soft. Oh. We got the rubber belts in action. I've got grip. Oh, I've got nothing but grip. This is to get up the Scarp coming out of Wiley Scarp campground along the beach. They've got all these rubber mats for you to climb out. And then some rocks. Still traction for days. Drive for days. Look at this, man. This bike just sinks. And even this track out of here, it's hell of a ride. The sand's pretty bloody soft, but not gonna lie. But then you come across these rock sections, so I'd hesitate to go less than what I've got. I've got about 15 in for the beach because I was just trying to have some hope of staying on top. But then you have the roots sticking out of these sand tracks and the rocks that come up sections like that. So I could go out to Toolina Cove and never have the fuel to get back. But nope, we're going 70 k's to Eyre Highway. How's the fuel going? So just up from maybe a k or two from where I just turned at the Eyre Highway Toolina Cove sign, there's this little campsite patched out here off the main track in case you needed somewhere to park up. We're at kilometre 350 now and the track's chilled out a fair bit now. Not too rocky. Sand's long far behind us now. Oh Jesus, there's a couple of logs in the track, the roots. This track's like a single track but for adventure bikes. It's just pure flow the whole time, hey, it's bloody amazing. You know I've always got to shoot me a lizard stunning itself. Friendly, aren't they? We've just been booking it down a fence line for the last, I don't know, must have been 15 k's. And here's Eyre Highway. That's the first traffic I've seen for 400 k's. 50 k's to Balladonia. So it's 60 k's to Balladonia once we pop out onto the Eyre Highway. 50 k's from there now, and I've just hit reserve on one side of my tanks. God, I don't really, man, I'm going to be on fumes. There you have it. 460 k's to the fuel stop, fuel to fuel. Don't expect too much out of the Balladonia Roadhouse. As a bit of a guide, you got $5 for a can of Coke. There you can get your fuel here. This water's $5. They do have a cafe, you can make something up for you. I think it seems like they would. But yeah, as a guide, you got $5 for a can of Coke.